I've always taught as a leader, when your past and your pain and your passion overlap, you find the sweet spot of your purpose in life. I grew up in a small farm town on the eastern side of Arkansas. My dad worked with an oil and gas company. One day he left and never came back. While all of this was going on with my father, I was sexually abused by an uncle. It went on for 8 years of my life, but the abuse of one man and the abandonment by another really messed me up. The moment I came to Christ, the last thing I thought about was being used by God in a small town. I couldn't wait to get out of the small town. So I left home and never intended to look back. I started preaching youth camps when I was 19. So I had this radical conversion. Doors started opening up to preach youth camps. I would usually share my story one night of God healing me of this hell of sexual abuse. I said, God, I got to do more. I mean, it's not even really fair to make these kids walk into this service tonight, have never told anybody about this, bring them to the altar because they heard somebody they identify with. And it was in those moments God gave me a vision to have a camp for sexually abused and neglected kids. This summer, we will have our 5th year of camp for abused and neglected kids. The life change that we have seen in this camp is literally beyond description.
From the moment the kids get off the bus, everyone's holding a sign with the kids' names. We're screaming, we're shouting, we're encouraging them when they come off. We've already decorated their rooms with their names on the wall and what God says about them. And the whole point of this camp is to give them a week of positive memories that they can look back on and remember a time where they were loved and people surrounded them and encouraged them and spoke life into their future. And they are having the time of their lives.
But there's this something on the inside of me that we can do more. And so we've carried this dream of a part of the redemption of my pain is I would someday have a ranch where I would serve these abused and neglected kids. And there is a way to use those elements of horses and four-wheelers and fishing and archery to open the eyes of wonder in the heart of a broken child and combine those two worlds of prayer, clinical counseling, and the outdoors to gain access into a kid's heart. We became aware of this piece of property 3 days after it went onto the market, and it is called Lonesome Ranch, and it's as if God had them design it and set it up for what would suit the vision that was placed in our heart. And after a lot of prayer and some really supernatural moments, we're convinced the time is now. This is it. And so I really believe this ranch can serve the broken kids in our community. And because of the close proximity of this ranch to the Dallas-Fort Worth airport, that gives us access to world-class counselors.
In foster care and abused children around the world, they go from one place to the next, and they don't have continual people in their life that they feel like really have their best interests at heart. And so I think the ranch would give us an opportunity to have more touch points throughout the year, to continue on in these relationships with these children year-round.
They were willing to pull the ranch off the market for a period of time to allow me to create an opportunity for funding to help purchase the ranch. And I was delaying because when I signed the papers, I have a 90-day window to raise the funding or I lose my option to buy the ranch. And so we're at a point of needing about $1.2 million. I have people standing with us believing that's going to come in cash. But I have a lender that if we can raise the 20% down, which is about $280,000, and commitments that will cover the mortgage for 2 years, that they will stand with us and loan us the money. I believe that this 90-day window that we're in could create a miracle because I know the capacity of what's going to happen when this ranch is acquired. I know that what we're doing is at the center of the gospel, it's at the center of the heart of God.